So there is a major campaign out right now to cancel Tucker Carlson from the right. There is a big faction of, I would say, neocon right-wingers who are trying to basically prune the entire MAGA movement from themselves. And this is, what a twist. What a twist, I have to say. The MAGA movement was so strong. Make America great again. America first. Less on foreign policy. Less on all these other countries and entanglements. Let's focus on building America. That was such a strong message, a message that resonated with so many people on both the left and the right, with Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. And for a while there, the thought was, if you don't get in line with MAGA, you're going to be pruned from the party. But instead now, the party, the neocons, have maybe gained control, or they think they're gaining control. They're trying to gain control, and they are trying to prune the actual, real America First wing of the Republican Party. They're actually trying to prune them from the party. Here is a lot of people here. This is these signs that have been trending. Tucker is not MAGA. This is at a Zionist event. This event right here is like some Jewish organization, and all they do is talk about Israel. So it's like a pro-Israel. That's all they talk about. And here they are, ironically, standing there with signs saying, Tucker is not MAGA. Do you think they know what MAGA means? Make America great again, and not make Israel great again? I don't know if they know that, but they certainly have been trying to cancel Tucker Carlson. New York Times did a piece on it. GOP figures seek distance from Tucker Carlson denouncing anti-Semitism. So they're claiming he's an anti-Semite after he had his interview with Nick Fuentes. They're claiming Tucker Carlson, anti-Semite, how dare he bring on this person who is completely and totally and utterly against Israel. Nick Fuentes is totally against Israel, and how dare he actually platform him. So the New York Times covers the fact that there is this crazy kind of rabid desire to oust Tucker Carlson, to turn him into a pariah. Some of the things that some of our great, wonderful Republican leaders have stated, Ted Cruz says, it's a handful of voices that are spreading this garbage, and it's giving every one of us a time for choosing. As for me, I choose to stand with you. I choose to stand with Israel, and I choose to stand with America, says Ted Cruz. Notice how he put Israel first. Lindsey Graham says, I'm in the Hitler sucks wing of the Republican Party. Here's what I do know. You can sit in a basement with weird people and say weird things. It's a free country. I want the world to know anti-Semitism, anti-Israel rhetoric, anti-Israel thought is not the road to being elected as a Republican. You will lose. Byron Donalds says anti-Semitism is a cancer. It will be a cancer to Republicans as it is a cancer to America. We have to exhibit moral clarity. At least he didn't bring up Israel. Randy Fine says Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He is leading a modern-day Hitler Youth. This is all for saying, why are we giving money and weapons to Israel to kill children? Mitch McConnell says, last I checked, conservatives should feel no obligation to carry water for anti-Semites and apologists for American-hating autocrats. But maybe I just don't know what time it is. You don't even know who you are anymore, Mitch McConnell. You don't know anything anymore. So yeah, probably you don't know what time it is, let alone what day, let alone what you do for a living, let alone what country you're supposed to represent. So there's a big push. Let me just play this clip for you. This is Randy Fine talking about Tucker Carlson.
But I'm here for the kids down here, because it's easy to talk about anti-Semitism on the left. I want to talk about the dark force rising on our side. Multiple speakers have talked about the rise of anti-Semitism on the right. But it is not enough to speak in platitudes or generalities about the fight. We must call evil by its name. 5 years ago, if I was talking to my father, who's watching, hi Dad, if I was talking to my father at 8:59 p.m. at night, he would say, Randy, I gotta go. Tucker Carlson's gonna be on. But make no mistake, today, Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He has chosen to take on the mantle of leader of a modern-day Hitler Youth, to broadcast and feature those who celebrate the Nazis, those who call for the extermination of Israel, to defend Hamas, to even criticize President Trump for stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions, Friends, make no mistake, Tucker is not MAGA. Tucker's fall from grace has been one of the most extraordinary implosions in political history. And the rapidity of it has created real challenges for us all. Because our friends don't have our shared experience. I even deal with this with my colleagues in the House. See, they remember the Tucker of 5 years ago. They don't live with anti-Semitism every day. They don't think about it the way that we do. And it's jarring for them to try to understand, how did this person become who he is today? But the challenge is he's inspired a movement of hate in our midst. And I'm not done calling people out.
Hate for Israel. Yeah. I don't know if Tucker or anybody else needs to inspire it. I think that Israel has inspired it on their own. Quite honestly, here's Brandon Tatum also saying that Tucker hates Jews.
The reality is that Israel is one of our greatest allies. And for people to think otherwise, you fall in one or two categories. You're either ignorant or you simply hate Jews. Quit lying to yourself. Quit trying to cover. You just hate Jews. Just say it. I don't want to hear I'm just asking questions no more. You're not just asking questions. Asking questions means you do your research first before you put something out into the atmosphere. It's not asking questions to make accusations. If you somehow think the Jews run the world, you are a fool.
Do they not? Oh, okay. Ben Shapiro, he says, no to the groypers, no to the cowards like Tucker Carlson who normalize their trash, no to those who champion them, no to demoralization, no to bigotry and anti-meritocratic horse shit, no to anti-Americanism, no. Yes to Israel, no to all these other. This is what Ben Shapiro had to say about Tucker Carlson.
Hey, folks, I want to do something different on today's show. We're going to cover one topic in depth. That topic is, I think, the most important thing happening in the country. It was a hot topic last week, but I wanted to take some time to really gather my thoughts and speak on it in coherent fashion, holistic fashion. That topic is the fragmentation of the political right. That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes. They call themselves the Groypers. They are white supremacists. They hate women, Jews, Hindus, many types of Christians, brown people of a wide variety of backgrounds, blacks, America's foreign policy, and America's Constitution. They admire Hitler and Stalin. And that splinter faction is now being facilitated and normalized within the mainstream Republican Party. The main agents...
Oh, so you mean it became popular, is what you mean. You mean, and it wasn't about hating all of those others. It was about America first. It's about not going along with Israel's agenda, which Ben Shapiro just wants you to do. Rather than play the rest of this, let's switch to the real message that Ben Shapiro's actually trying to convey in that 45-minute episode that was just trashing Tucker.
Israel good, Tucker bad. Sending your tax money to Israel, good. Listening to Tucker, bad. You dying in war for Israel, good. Tucker podcast, bad. Daily Wire subscription, good. Everything else, bad. Oh, you like Jordan Peterson? Pay me a subscription, bitch. Israel, 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 good. America, not so much. Israel first, good. America first, not so good. Annoying voice, Ben Shapiro, good. Annoying laugh, Tucker Carlson, bad. Shalom, bitches. Please subscribe.
Oh, okay. This is Mark Levin talking also about Tucker Carlson just being evil incarnate because he won't go along with Israel, which Mark Levin is a giant fan of.
How about little Ada Fuentes? What did his family do for this country? What did he do? How about Tucker Carlson? What did he do for the country? He interviews the Qatari, interviews Putin, he interviews the lowest of scum, genocidal maniacs on the face of the earth. Now he's attacking Christian Zionists. He's literally attacking the Bible that are evangelical Christian brothers and sisters. And it's not just that. He's Catholics. Ted Cruz is a Catholic. He's a great man. He's out there fighting. They're attacking Christianity. Why? Because Christianity rejects what they're spewing too. Judaism rejects it. Christianity rejects it. Atheists reject it. Agnostics reject it. Gay people, straight people, women, men, we all reject it. So why is it so hard for people in my business or people in leading positions in government to do the same thing? What are they afraid of? They need to be afraid of regular Americans like you and me. They need to be afraid of us. So when they hear stuff like that, they say, what? What are we going to say?
Regular Americans who just shill for Israel and just really march Americans into war. That's who they should be afraid of. Here's my favorite person in the whole world, Alan Dershowitz, talking about Tucker. This is what he says.
Remember, the extreme right and the extreme left always have one thing in common. They hate the Jews. Stalin hated the Jews and Hitler hated the Jews. And now we're seeing people on the hard left, Mondami, hating Israel, hating the Jews. We're seeing people on the hard right, Fuentes and Carlson, doing the same thing. America is a centrist country. It thrives at the center. You can be a centrist Republican like Bill Buckley. You can be a centrist liberal like me. But you cannot be a good American and be a neo-Nazi Holocaust denier or somebody who puts people like that on the air. So shame on Tucker Carlson, shame on Fuentes, and shame on those Republicans who tolerate him, just as there's shame on those Democrats who tolerate Mamdani, including President Obama.
That's the guy who, when he was on my show, said he'd been working for the state of Israel since before I was born. Batya Ungar-Sargon, who always took a more principled approach, and I've always really loved Batya. She's such a very nice, very wonderful person. But she normally takes a pretty principled approach when it comes to speaking up and seeing things pretty clearly. She got really eviscerated for this segment that she did on her new show, her new News Nation show called Batya that she does on the weekends. People have said, Batya, you've changed. And this is all because you're now shilling for Israel. This is what she said about, it's not cancel culture. It's just not cancel culture, even though it's cancel culture.
There is a tempest taking over social media over an interview that former Fox News host Tucker Carlson did with notable white supremacist Nick Fuentes. Many view the interview as sympathetic, cozy even. But not everybody objected to a sympathetic interview with a man who has said he loves Hitler. Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation, one of America's leading conservative institutions, came out in support of Carlson and of giving Fuentes a hearing. In an interview posted to X, Roberts said, quote, "The American people expect us to be focusing on our political adversaries on the left, not attacking our friends on the right. I disagree with and even abhor things that Nick Fuentes says, but canceling him is not the answer either." That's Roberts. Actually, no, the American people expect you to take a principled stand against people who hate Jews, love Hitler, and think blacks are inferior. Actually, as many people pointed out, Nazis are bad. It's stunning to see Heritage embrace the left's ridiculous view that Trump won because his supporters are Nazis or people who would really rather you didn't condemn them. Trump won because millions of people who were Democrats thought that he represented the common sense middle. And I hate to break it to you, but people like that don't vote for a side that thinks it's cancel culture to reject actual Hitler-loving racism, nor should they vote for a side like that.
Sounds like everything I heard on MSNBC since 2016. No different. Exact same narrative, exact same language. How dare you embrace a Nazi lover? With no actual evidence that this person is embracing a Nazi lover, with no evidence that this person is a Nazi or supporting Nazi or anything of the sort. It's instead, we don't like your opinions on Israel, and so therefore you're a Nazi, and how dare anybody support or you support. And obviously, we must cancel you. And if you don't cancel, well then, clutch my pearls. I just can't believe this is happening. I mean, Batya has always been so principled and well, she got dragged through the mud on that one. I mean, everybody on her social media pretty much came after her and said, Batya, what happened to you? You were better when you were a populist, calling out all of the bullshit. Now you're just shilling for Israel. Nick Fuentes made a statement about this, and he says, last night, the Israel First lobby officially declared war against America First. These venomous, unhinged lunatics have launched an all-out attack against Tucker Carlson and are threatening to destroy the GOP if he isn't canceled and censored. We will never back down, he says. Tucker Carlson went on Dave Smith's show, and he says, this isn't really about me. This is about what happens after Donald Trump leaves office.
Of course, it's not about you or what you said. It's about something bigger. And there are a couple of things. I mean, the most obvious on a political level, this is a fight over what happens after Donald Trump. What does the Republican Party look like? Does it actually adopt an America First foreign policy as promised 10 years ago? Or does it maintain its neoconservative posture, which is very unpopular with the public and has borne no fruit? I mean, it's been a disaster on every level for the United States for, since 9/11, at least. But what happens after Trump goes? And that's what this is about. That's why they're vesting the energy in this. That's what the rage is about, because they don't want to lose control of foreign policy. I just can't say that enough. It's about foreign policy. They don't care about domestic policy because they don't care about the United States, but they do care about the U.S. Treasury and the Pentagon, the projection of force on behalf of Israel. And so that's what they're arguing about. And again, that's a very unpopular position with the public, which is why they don't say it out loud. My position has always been, I'm not ashamed of my views. I'm happy to talk about my views with anybody. I don't think I have any reason to be ashamed of my views. I think they're actually kind of moderate, honestly. They're different from the way things are operating now. And of course, I disagree with the direction the U.S. government's taking in a whole bunch of different ways, but I don't think we should burn the U.S. government down. My view, which I know is yours as well, is the U.S. government should act on behalf of American citizens. America first. Doesn't mean a bellicose posture. Doesn't mean you attack people. In fact, it probably means you attack fewer people and you shed less blood. You act on behalf of your citizens. They own the government. They pay for the government. It's in their name that all this is being conducted. So that's a really simple concept. It's the most powerful, resonant concept in American politics. It brought Trump the majority of the popular vote. And I believe it. I sincerely believe that. And most people do. They don't.
Yeah, this really has come down to a war between the America First faction of the Republican Party and the Neocons. And somehow the Neocons have taken some sort of a grip. And the way they've tried to take that grip back is by using anti-Semitism as the vehicle. That's how they're doing it. So they knew they had lost the narrative, but this war between Israel and Gaza, really the genocide, they've been able to latch on to that and say, well, now you're just an anti-Semite. They've turned into the left. It's really what the left did. The left was, how dare you embrace Bernie Sanders, you Bernie bros. All you Bernie bros are a bunch of racist, male chauvinist. That's who you are. And they tried to run out successfully, in a lot of ways, the anti-establishment left from the Democratic Establishment Party. And the way they did it was, well, it's either us or you're voting for Nazis. It's either us or you're letting the Nazis win and society is being ruined. And that the Republicans have taken now a page out of the Democrats' book. They see that it worked for them. They see that Nancy Pelosi was able to remain in power forever and ever. They see that that was a way to keep the establishment going, the neocon establishment going. And now they're using that same playbook. And it's working, strangely, on a bunch of Republicans who should know better because they're the ones who are screaming about Democrats using these exact same tactics. Tucker, again, reiterating this point when he's talking to Nick Fuentes. We can't end this segment without playing a clip from the very interview that got Tucker into this hot water now, can we?
So I look at the landscape now and the people I see as, I'll narrow it down to foreign policy. Okay. Who is effectively opposing neoconservative foreign policy, which has been the dominant foreign policy of the United States for my entire life, which has been so destructive, I think, and I've seen it. Who are the voices who are sincere in their opposition to that and who have some ability to change the country's orientation on foreign policy? And those would include Marjorie Taylor Greene, J.D. Vance, Matt Gaetz, me.
I'd be really interested to see if J.D. Vance really is truly an America first candidate. I'd be really interested to see that when he's not trying to make his boss happy all the time and pretty much having to cover and saying, well, that's what, the boss wants. We do what the boss wants. I'd be curious to see what J.D. Vance thinks when he's on his own. But, I've lost hope in all of them. Quite frankly, I've lost. Every time we think we got one, we got one. Look at what happened to Trump. The drain the swamp, make America great again candidate ended up being anything but that, unfortunately. And now they're all going after Tucker Carlson. The thing is, though, is that this isn't going to work. This, the Ted Cruz, the Mitch McConnells, the Lindsey Grahams, the Israel First faction, the Mark Levins, they're not nearly as popular as Tucker Carlson. They're not anywhere close to as popular as Tucker Carlson. And this smear campaign that they have against Tucker is, again, a gaslighting technique meant to make you believe that Tucker Carlson has lost favor, that people are no longer liking Tucker Carlson, when in actuality, he's probably gained more in popularity than he's ever had. He's probably more popular than he's ever been. But they want you to believe, oh, no, he's a pariah. And if you like Tucker Carlson, well, then you're a pariah too. But I don't think that's working. I actually think people are seeing through it. And people are still supporting Tucker Carlson and agreeing with him. And I think that the establishment will learn this lesson, hopefully the hard way. That is my hope. I hope that we can just serve them, a nice dish of kick-ass about all of this so that they realize, America is for America, not for Israel. We're not going to stand for it. You can't smear us by calling us a bunch of anti-Semites because we don't want to support a foreign country, because we don't want to pledge our allegiance to a foreign country, because we want to be MAGA and not MAGA. That smear campaign is not going to work. That is my hope for all of this. But Tucker Carlson doesn't seem to be fazed. He seems to be standing strong. So, hey, we got to stand together truly to make America great again. So good luck to Tucker on that. Thank you for watching this clip from the full Kim Iversen Show, which you can catch Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern at KimIversonShow.com. It is free for you to watch. Again, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, KimIversonShow.com. See you there.